Hi, I'm Lisa with Mathnasium of Tallahassee with a fun edition of our video series on number sense. Today we're going to explore teaching our middle grade children math through game night, fractions. So I just looked through some of the games that we had at home and I came upon an old Trivial Pursuit game and it had these little pie-shaped circles in it. And so I thought, oh, this is a great fraction game. So the pies are cut into 6 equal parts, and you could just look at the 6 equal parts and you could say I've got 3/6 here and I've got 2/6 here. So what's 3/6 plus 2/6? Well, you could just move those other 2 parts in and you've got 5/6. So let's talk about Legos. You probably have a bucket of Legos at home, and there are a lot of fraction math skills that you can teach your intermediate child with using the Legos. Remember, when you work with Legos and when you work with fractions, we're always talking about equal parts of a whole. And so when we're talking about equal parts, we have to have our whole has to be the same size. So this is one whole, and then this piece right here, this gray piece, which is the same size, is also one whole. So I've got one whole here and one whole here that I'm working with. I'm going to add fractions with an unlike denominator this time. And so we're working with 1/2 plus 3/4. And when you work with fractions with unlike denominators, we have to follow the law of sameness, meaning we can only add and subtract numbers that have the same name. And so we're going to have to change the name of one of these. Let's look at our Legos, and I'm going to model for you 1/2. So this is the whole, and then this is 1/2 right here that I have covered up with another piece of Lego. And then this one is 3/4. Each of these pieces here is 1/4 the size of the whole. It takes 4 of them to fill it up. So I'm showing you 3/4 here. So how would I add 1/2 plus 3/4? And so now we need to change the name of 1/2 to 2/4. Well, what we can do is we can use those fourths from that 3/4 model, and we can show it. We can just cover the half piece up, and it takes 2 of those pieces, or 2/4, to cover that 1/2. And by the way, if I extended it, it would take 4 of these equal parts to make the whole. And so 1/2 is the same as 2/4. And so now I'm ready to add 2/4 to the 3/4 that we had in the other model. You can rewrite that as 2/4 plus 3/4. Okay? And so now, if I add all of my 4 pieces up, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/4. And so that's my answer. 2/4 plus 3/4 is 5/4. And your child is going to tell you, you can't stop there. We have what's called an improper fraction, meaning that the numerator is greater than the denominator. And so we have to simplify that. And so looking at this 5/4 that we have, if you look at it, it's also equal to 1 whole and 1/4. And so you see the mixed number right in front of you, and so that's 1 and 1/4. Fractions are great to learn by using Legos, and it's a lot of fun for the children because then they can start building with them. You could also teach proportional reasoning. If you're going to build little cars with Legos and the cars have 4 wheels, well, if you build 12, if you have 12 wheels, how many cars can you build out of those 12 wheels? And the children will tell you you can make 3 cars out of it. That's the beginning of ratios and proportional reasoning. And so there's all kinds of math that's involved in building Legos. So you'll have little engineers working there and doing their math problems with fractions and proportional reasoning.